Podcast. I have Ruben with me here today for a few minutes. He's gone from being clingy to mommy all the time to he still likes to be held, but he likes to get down and wiggle around and get into stuff. So he wakes up in the morning and he goes to every drawer and shoe rack and bin and cupboard he can find and empties everything he finds there like it's his job. And then he likes to do this too right here. He's 10 months old, aren't you, Ruben? And he's a wiggle worm. Anyway, I wanted to show you his sweet little onesie thing because I got it off Etsy because okay, our next book that we're gonna do sometime in the new year talks about this, kind of inspired me. But it's handmade by a lady in Pennsylvania. Her name is Rose Beeler. Her shop name is Maddie and Me Baby. But anyway, I've just been inspired to have like less clothing pieces, but more of it be, you know, handmade, homemade by somebody. You know, if you're using this yarn, you're already part of the slow fashion movement, but sometimes kids can be really hard because, you know, they grow out of things so fast and they ruin things. You've got jelly on your face. Mwah. Mwah. So, yeah, and there's not a lot of thrift stores around us either. I know there was one in Machias and it closed. That's been like years ago now, probably before I even had kids. So, but anyway, don't want to get into that too much because that's going to be I think that'll be like our New Year book because it's, you know, it's a little bit like goal oriented. We just finished up. Oh yeah, and I also got him one for Christmas in like a hunter green color. And I want to say, I noticed with Etsy lately, like I used to feel like if you got it on Etsy, it was handmade, right? But I've noticed that they have these listings that they just look kind of like suspicious. Like, I hate to be like that, you know, kind of like caveat emptor, let the buyer beware, but the pictures kind of look like they've been stolen or heavily photoshopped. And then, all right, you can go. Goodbye. Say goodbye. Bye-bye. Bye, everybody. And then the description is kind of wonky. You know, it just kind of worries you because I get a lot of things like that, and then you buy it, and usually it's a great deal, and then you get it, and it's nothing like. And I know lately, like there was someone that just came out with a sock pattern on Ravelry, and it was like a little iguana and a shark and these different things. It looks like it's like biting your foot, and instantly there's ads popping up everywhere to buy the finished sock, you know, and I just wonder what you're gonna get if you actually buy it. But the Velvet Acorn, if you ever see her pattern, she has a famous one. It's like it's for little girls, and it's like it's almost like a poncho thing, but it does have sleeves. It's really cute, but pictures of her own daughter stolen, like, it's really sad. But anyway, this was a real woman on Etsy. So I used to think Etsy was immune from that. I don't think it is anymore, but sadly, but I found a nice place to get baby clothes. So yeah, that's what Ruben's getting for Christmas, along with a little ride on Piggy. But, yeah, so we just finished up a book in the book club, our murder mystery book. And I don't think we'll get one in before Christmas. I was gonna say I don't want to rush anyone, but I mean, it is kind of a fun thing. It's not like it's like work, but I think we'll probably give it a rest until after, but I'd like to do a gift swap in there like we did in our Knitters and Crocheters main group, which, by the way, I'm going to show you what I got. I got my box today, and it's like, so it was supposed to be like a skein swap, and it's like, ooh, like way over the top. Why don't I take a second and show that to you now? Yeah, my couch someone gave me, which I love. It does need a little bit of upholstering, which is not something that I have experience with, but maybe someday. Okay, so this is our Facebook group called Knitters and Crocheters of Maine. It's mostly Mainers. I think there's like over 2,000 people in it now. And we do a skein swap. We use a website called Elfster, which is usually pretty handy, although this year it auto drew on me before everyone was ready and caused like kind of a panic. So anyway, and it's supposed to be a skein and optionally some goodies to go along with the skein, but whoever sent me mine went way out, which I could actually go in and peek and see who you were, but I don't know if I will, because they specifically stayed anonymous on the box, but maybe after I post the comment. So we have a coloring book, adult coloring book. We have very fuzzy fleece-lined socks, which I love, sparkly to boot. This is Kobasi. I was debating whether I was saying that right, but it's cotton, bamboo, and silk. It has a very nice hand to it. It's a kind of tightly spun, so maybe like 4-ply or so. Very nice, very shiny, very, like, has a firm, nice squishy firm texture. Beautiful. But I'm not even close to being done yet. Okay, there's a nice little hand sanitizer and a little hand sanitizer pouch. There was a cookie, and I ate it. A little cute little soap, says love. Bracelet. Oh my word, this is like way over the top. Tea Tree Nettles salt soap. Handmade soap. A pen. This little octopus that goes from happy to sad. Or angry. LT has not stopped talking about this since we saw it in here. And a pair of touchscreen gloves. A bath bomb. And this is and it came in a cute little bag. And this is from Bartlett Yarns, who's located in Maine. And it's like a kind of a gradient. I'll take it out of this. It's not really a gradient set. It's like just coordinating set. Very pretty. They're kind of like minis, but they're a little bit more than a mini, I'd say. And it's funny because Bartlett Yarns and Briggs & Little has kind of a similar product as far as like it's you know, kind of traditional wool yarn. And they've been in business almost the same amount of time, so I should know this, but I'm not a numbers person. Briggs & Little is like up to 160 something years now. I mean, it's gonna be 170 before too long. I think it's 162. I'm not sure. I should know this. This is terrible. But Bartlett's been in business about the same amount of time. So a lot of people ask like, oh, are you in competition with Bartlett? And I always say, like, I would say not, because, you know, if it's been like almost 2 centuries, then I'd say that there's enough room for both of us in the world. Oh, I like it even better. It's fluffed out like this. So yes, I got some Bartlett to boot. I haven't worked with Bartlett in a long time, so that'll be neat. Yeah. So whoever you are, thank you very much. This is way over the top, beautiful, wonderful. I love it. Very spoiled. I haven't sent out my soft gift yet. I always do things right on the deadline anyway, but everyone has a lot of fun with these. I'm glad that people have so much fun. Another thing that we're doing, so not in that group, I'd like to find a way to coordinate in that group, but it's kind of massive. But in our Sit and Knit group, so Sit and Knit meets Tuesday nights at the train station in Machias, where they do, if everything goes right. It's been, you know, a little dicey here lately, meeting in person for obvious reasons that don't bear mentioning. But we do an advent calendar swap. So what you do is you package up 12 mini skeins And again, people go over the top and they add chocolates or tea or notions and things along with them. And you're supposed to open them like one day at a time leading up to Christmas, and then there's like a bigger gift on the 12th day. And everyone always goes like way over the top. Like everyone I've gotten has been so cool. But that's really fun too. We just do that locally and swap those together. So we'll be doing that. If you're local to the area, you could join us. Or if you have a knitting group, there's an idea for you. You could start an advent calendar swap. I see them for sale sometimes too, but I feel like you have to like get on the list way ahead of time because to order, which I understand because that's a big undertaking to try to put those together, I'm sure. And the kind of similar thing that we've had going is the jumbo mystery boxes. So I sold the last one of them today. So those are all gone, but I said they wouldn't ship until December 1st. However, I think we'll be able to do it sooner. So the last thing I'm waiting on is the sweets from Angie's Everything Nice Bakery. And whenever those come in, I'm going to have everything ready to just put them in and go so they'll be as fresh as possible. And I'm very excited. It's going to be so much fun. I already have my friend Megan booked for 2 days. She's going to be coming, and she has the touch as far as like the pretty little wrappings and stuff. So I get a lot of tissue paper and wrapping paper and bows and ornaments, and she kind of styles the packages for me, and then we pack them out that way. So then we have 40 to do in one night, so I think we're gonna do like some prep work ahead of time, and then when she comes down to actually pack them, it'll go smoother that way. So I'm excited. And okay, so there's the hand painted yarn, which is a little different this year, but I think you'll like it because, you know, different is good sometimes, mix things up. And I really want to tell, but there's no reason for me to tell because, you know, everyone who's bought one has already bought one and they're waiting for the surprise, so I can't ruin it. That's the other thing, is I can't even tell you what I brought it over here so I can knit while I was talking, but I can't because then I'll give it away. But okay, so I'm working on a pattern for the boxes, and it has to do with the boxes. Can I say this? I will. Okay, so there's gonna be a kit included, which, if you may have noticed that I do not do kits. Usually, like, I don't break up skeins. I remember John Little, when I originally started, he said he like kind of cautioned against doing that because it does add a lot of labor to break up skeins and time, and it's already so darn cheap to begin with. But yes, just for these special 40 boxes, I believe if everything works out correctly, we'll be doing a kit, and I'm finalizing the pattern, so I'm excited that way. And as far as the mini bags, those went on sale just either, I think it was yesterday or maybe the day before. Those I can start packing out right away, and those are gonna be really fun too. Those, I always have trouble like packing more stuff in than I was supposed to. I don't know, I guess that's a universal problem because apparently our swap gift people do too. So those are gonna be fun too anyway though. We'll have lots of fun. Yeah, so I mentioned about the book club. That's a group on Facebook if you'd like to join. It's supposed to be like laid back and everything, and we're doing a giveaway right now for I like to do giveaways, but for the end of the book we're doing a giveaway. And yeah, we just had a short little read, and like I said, it probably won't be till the new year till we do a new read, but if you'd like to join, you're always welcome to join, and you don't have to participate. It's totally up to you. Ruben has a miniature golf club right now. We have our Christmas tree up, which is the earliest we've ever done it. So we usually go into the forest behind our house and chop down a tree, and that's, you know, like nice and and festive and old-fashioned and whatnot. But my husband is a very like Thanksgiving is like his favorite holiday, so he's very much like no Christmas until after Thanksgiving, and I'm like Christmas all year round. So I kind of, without asking or mentioning it, just decided to get a fake tree this year because we've had major issues with budworm. I think that's what they call them, but I don't even know if they're a real worm or if it's a tree disease or what, but it causes the tips to be like, to lose their needles and to be flat and stuff. And if I wanted to have a tree up for this long, then it needs to keep its needles. So I decided to just go with a fake tree this year, but it won't be that way every year. I tried to groom a few trees. Hey buddy, you wanna get up here? Try to groom a few trees like throughout the year to try to, oh, you're all wet. What did you get into? To try to make a beautiful shaped tree, but I don't know. I probably wasn't doing it right or not often enough or something. But anyway, yeah, our Christmas tree's up. And it's up with a like a rabbit pen around it because of this little guy right here. Right, you wanna go? You just wanted a peek? All right, here you go. No, you didn't wanna go? You wanna come up again? Reuben. He's like on the floor. Poor Reuben. Okay, so as far as the sheep have gone, sheep are still grazing. We don't have any snow yet. It's been, no, he's fine. It's been a pretty mild fall, honestly, which I've been excited about. Could use a mild fall. Yay! And sheep are still grazing. We had some of the Cheviots, North Country Cheviots, AI'd, so there's actually a guy in Maine, Matt Ralston, who will do it. And the reason it's so important is because these Scottish bloodlines and, you know, Welsh, Irish, anything over across the way, they can start to get narrow and inbred and cause all these sorts of problems if there's no new blood coming in. And because of these different sheep diseases in the past, they've shut down live animal transfers from, I guess I can't say, I don't know exactly what countries have shut it down, but pretty much almost everyone, I think. But however, they can collect from the rams and bring that over, freeze it and bring it over, and then reuse surgically. So I didn't get any videos because I hate to be the person that, like, while everyone's working and is like, hey, what you doing? But I did take a couple pictures, which I'll post those somewhere. It's pretty cool. He has like an enclosed trailer and he has like his whole surgical suite included in the trailer, and it has to be done surgically in sheep. It doesn't have to with other, I think with cows it doesn't have to be done surgically, but and he has like his little gurney. They're sedated, and then he just really quickly, you know, you shear them, you clean the area, make the incisions, and he just really quickly laparoscopically goes in there. And the sheep were like, you could tell they were like drowsy afterwards, but they were like pretty much ready to go right afterwards, so it was not too invasive. He has my knitting needle bin and he's throwing the knitting needles out of it. That's what the clattering is. Those are the needles that wouldn't fit in my new binder knitting organization system, which I'm not, like I said, I'm not in love with, but we'll find a way, or we'll keep trying. This is my new yarn organization. So obviously it's the pegboard still, but I went through a lot of my yarn and I gave a lot to my to some friends who always love to get it, which is nice. And I decided to hang some skeins, and then there's baskets over there for balls of yarn that aren't like caked balls of yarn. I don't know if you can see them there, but because I don't know, I do a lot of giveaways, and real bad. And I feel like if the yarn has been caked, it's like not new anymore. So I wouldn't, a lot of the stuff I buy for giveaways, and then I would feel bad, you know, just giving someone a caked, like, it's almost like, oh, I was going to use this and then decided against it. So here, congratulations. Although I'm sure most people would be happy anyway, but still. So I'm pretty happy with this at the moment. It might change. But yeah, it makes me happy. Most of the time my bench thing is clear here so I can sit under. And this is a finished object I can show you. So this is a cowl. Let's see if I can pop it on without. And it's for Gracie. The yarn, Gracie's my niece. The yarn is from Spunwear Over the Rainbow, and it's actually not, it was roving. And I bought it for myself for Christmas, which I actually had a podcast about, which means that it's been over a year. I think it's been a year and a half. Anyway, so I spun it, and this is the finished result. This is just a knit 2 purl 1 rib cowl. Oh, you found your bottle. Yum. And I got these leather cuffs. I'm not like super impressed with the quality of them, but they're pretty cool. I thought that'd be a neat little addition for a cowl like this. And then I also remembered, because she loves rainbows, but then I also remember I made them scarves last year, the cats with like the rainbow coming out of their mouth, and I was like, whoops. So they're getting a scarf, second year in a row, but they'll love it. This has a little bit of sparkle to it too. I don't know if you can see. Oh, sorry. I'm blinding you. But this was such a fun spin. It was such a fun knit. Just fun, you know. So that's what Gracie's getting. I think I'm going to make one for Charlotte too out of this, which I got at Wags and Wool. This is Juniper Moon Flamingo colorway, and it's Cumulus is the name of it. And it's so soft. I know I've talked about it before, but it's funny working with this yarn. I made a pair of socks with this yarn, but if you're used to like toothy traditional wool, it's funny how the soft yarn feels when you're working with it. But this is gonna be fun too. Super soft. Get it back up there. And then I stopped at Shirley's yarn the other day because Hudson's baby sweater, I don't even know where it is, but I finally got to the color work part on the yoke, and which it's for size 12 months, and I think he's like 5 months right now. Finn, you're gonna try to come through these cords. I don't think that's a good idea, buddy. Go around, no, back up. Finn's a dog, in case you're wondering. Look, see if you can get your nose in there, Finn. Okay, now back up. Go on. No. Poor Finn. Such a clumsy boy. Okay, so I ran out of yarn with just the yoke to go, and I was like, but I just decided to stop anyway and get it because, you know, the best or nothing for our babies. He's only 5 months right now, and it's size 12 months, and he's a little on the smaller side of normal, so I think I still have plenty of time. I've been working on that sweater for a long time, but I pick it up and work on it and then put it away for a long amount of time. I feel like a new woman because I really haven't had as much time to knit as I used to, you know, just like nursing baby and stuff, which now that Ruben is more independent and he's constantly getting into things, so I'm constantly having to stop and get him out of trouble, but he does let me, he lets me knit a lot more. This is so weird. I ruined the CVM fleece a long time ago. No, phone, no. Hey, honey, you come get your baby? He's making phone calls. Nope. No telephone. Goodbye. I ruined this CVM fleece by, I used a picker on it, like that, if you've ever seen a picker, it like rips apart the fibers. Well, it was way too fine to do something like that to it. Rookie mistake. It was a long time ago. But I did spin it like all noily like this, and I was just gonna give it away, but it's just too intriguing to me. Like, I don't know what I would ever make with it, but it has like an extremely spongy texture. It has like almost all the lanolin left in it. I might have spun it in the raw, but that's an aside. Okay, this is the other thing I got at Shirley's Yarn in Hancock. It's a really nice store. The lady who runs it is not Shirley, actually. Her mother's name is Shirley. She's Kiana. And it's been there forever. It's just a really beautiful store. They have a ton of yarn. It's right on Route 1 if you're ever going to like Bar Harbor, that region. It's a little bit off the main road towards Bar Harbor, but not much. But it's a must-see if you ever go that way. This is lujoso, Spanish word for luxurious. Yes, it is. It's baby alpaca. Wow, I've been really after the baby alpaca lately. Mulberry silk and fine merino. And I got this for a cowl for my sister, Cassie. She asked me for a cowl a long time ago, and for Christmas, which who knows, maybe she doesn't even want it still, but I'm gonna make her one. And I'll probably use one of the leather cuffs on hers too. So that was another splurge of mine. You know what I just realized is I never declared a color of the month for November, did I? I got so busy with boxes and bins. I feel like I should have a special sale for December then. If you have any ideas, let me know. I feel a little gun shy because it was October. I put gold on. I didn't even think. I thought like, oh, we have plenty of gold. And I put gold on the sale, and then we immediately ran out of it at the mill. So, and then people were like, oh yeah, oh, then they can't get any. It's back again. So I have a lot of yarn, and we have a lot of yarn, but as far as keeping everything in stock, it's been a challenge lately, and it's just like I've never seen the likes of it before, but I am hoping it will level out soon, because I understand that Briggs & Little is kind of like a meat and potatoes kind of yarn, like, oh, if all else fails, I can always depend on Briggs & Little will be there for me, you know, and it's hard when things aren't in stock that you're used to being able to get whenever you want to, but we will see it through and hopefully come through the other side of it sometime very soon. I know it's been a tough year. At this point, it's been a tough couple of years. That was like part of the reason I put up the Christmas tree so early too. Like, I just, you know, like you just need a little happiness. And it was like a time change week this week too, which I don't know if it's bad everywhere, but I know it's bad in Maine. Like it gets dark so early here, and it just makes you like, ugh. Like I don't even know what time it is now. It's not late. I mean, it's probably like 3, and it's like dark out there almost. It's twilight. So, and you know, I lost my brother earlier this year, and when the holidays come around, it just can't help but put you in mind of your family and, you know, his little ones and things. So it's been a tough year, but we have our knitting to get us through. There was a lady named Haneen, I believe that's how you pronounce her name. She wrote me this email that was just so like, oh my word, I cried like every time I read it. And I asked her permission to share it on the blog because I just felt like so many people could relate with it, about losing her mom, and about how her mom and she would share a love of fiber arts, and they were talking about like the Tuffy yarn that they were going to buy next and do projects together, and then she did not realize that that was the last time she was going to see her mom and or talk about knitting with her mom. And go to the blog if you can, because it's definitely worth a read. It's not long, but it's definitely worth a read. My blog has become a little bit overrun. I love writing, and it's one of those things that's like important but not urgent, so it doesn't get done as much as it should. But it's also been overrun in the comments, and I started trying to delete them with just spam links. I started trying to delete them, but there's literally thousands of them. So I'm either going to have to turn off comments, or that's probably what I have to do. So my brother Travis was my tech support, and he really was like a computer genius, and that's what he did for a living. It's so funny like how different all the siblings are, but I did not realize how often I went to him for things like that. He would never do it for me. He would always be like, oh, this is so easy. You can learn it yourself, and this is what you do, and la-di-da. And I'm always like, no. But then he would walk me through it, and I get it done. But I did not realize how many incidents like that were happening until after he passed away. Like, even today, 2 people said to me, oh, I put in my credit card information, and it said not accepting cards currently. I was like, what? Don't accepting cards. So another one was like, Travis, what do I do when this happens? But yeah, I've scared off 2 other tech support people that that used to work with me. Actually, this would make 3, not including Travis. So anyway, I think the kids are ready to tear the house down up there, so I'm probably gonna sign off. The season change is like starting to catch up with them too. Whenever the time goes back in the fall, I always try to pull it off like at 7 o'clock, like, oh, it's 8 o'clock, it's time to go to bed. But Elsie's starting to like tell time now, so it's becoming a little difficult. Darn, I shouldn't educate her so much. But for videos, Elsie will show you her latest punching project, which I think is super cute. Like she's punching a Christmas like cross, but the it's just like such like an old-fashioned like kind of country chic like thing, and she's designing it herself, which I thought was funny, like coming from a little kid. But it's like an Americana sort of style. But anyway, she's punching that all by herself, and she's working on some knitting too. And yeah, whatever else will follow. But anyway, thank you for watching, and I will catch up with you next time. Bye.
When you were a kid.
I don't know what the boys are talking about over here. Reuben sees the rat bird and wants it, apparently.
He wants the cheese too.
He wants the cheese from the rat bird. Okay, but here's Elsie knitting.
Okay, let's shoot it over there.
Oh.
Get it. Got it.
Whew. Slide her on down. Davey, let the baby go, please.
The floor is
Davey, let him go, please. Oh, boy.
The floor is water. It's a storm.
Good job,
It's a
Elsie.
whirlpool.
Elsie likes starting new projects. She's like her mom. Davey, flutes are not weapons.
No, they're swords.
No.
Yes, they are.
Whoa, look at you go,
Does it
Elsie.
really hurt when you wet them with them?
Is that the last stitch on the needle? Oh no, you got a couple more.
I got 3 more.
Wouldn't you love to see the colors change?
Yeah. I don't really see them.
No, I mean like as the hand-painted yarn as you go along. She doesn't agree.
I feel like I'm not wrapping around it all.
Mommy, Ruben's like,
No, you did though.
I'm gonna break a butt.
You gotta make sure that it doesn't get too tight or too loose. That's the hard part.
Height. Okay.
Baby, you're a crazy boy. Silly boys.
Yeah, silly boys.
Silly girls.
Silly girls. You're a silly boy.
You're a silly girl.
I think we should do 1 row each day.
Oh, that's a good idea. For sure make progress that way. Dance, Reuben, dance.